notebook and all the things so that they can just continue to stack these up and grow. There you guys are. Appreciate you hitting that link. Make sure you get that so you follow along. So you can hit the link, takes you a couple seconds, get it downloaded. You can print it if you got time and you got a printer. If you don't have a printer, no worries. You can follow right along without that. Now, talking about freedom. There's so many things and so many different angles you can take with freedom, but we wanted to go somewhere I bet you probably haven't heard today. And that makes me excited. But before we get into that, Ashley Faye, I got a question for you. What does freedom mean to you? And you know I'm just kidding, but I do want you to talk about why you hate that question. It's almost like that's a trick question when people ask it.
I know. I think it almost makes me sound bad that I hate that question, because it's not that I don't love America. I've just been a military wife my whole life, and people tend to ask that question a lot to military wives. I don't know what it is about that, but people do. And like, you just always feel like, oh my gosh, if I say the wrong thing, I'm a bad Army wife. Or if I say, the right thing, maybe that, I don't know why, but like, it's always been kind of one of those questions I've kind of avoided. Like you said, it's almost like a trick question in a way, because as a military wife, like you, for me anyway, I try to hold myself to high standards for America. My husband sacrificed a lot. We've been together a long time, but we've been married for 14 years. And he was probably gone at least half, maybe more. And so he sacrificed a lot. And so when people ask me that question, I was always like nervous to answer in a way. I didn't want to say something wrong. And so I don't love being asked that question. I'm going to be honest. I just don't. It's not my favorite question, Marcus.
And I knew that, and I'm giving you grief, but I don't like it either. And the only reason is because people do ask it from an angle. People are looking for a certain answer, and people will bait you into conversations and then twist your words. And so that's why we decided to take a slightly different route today than maybe you've heard before. And we're going to tap in with freedom. And if you have the worksheet now, and I see you guys hitting that link, you guys are tapping in. Good. Appreciate you. We're going to do that as well. And we want to talk to you about 3 areas to focus as far as your freedoms are concerned that will help you maximize your entire life. That's what we want for you. We want you to maximize your life. That's why we come here. That's why you're here on a Monday, on a holiday, where we know as it gets into the day, you probably got some beautiful plans. Even if you're somewhere else in the world, you should have some beautiful plans just because you're alive, because you can, because you love the people around you, and because you love your life. And if you don't, maybe you should. And if you don't know how, maybe you should let us help you with that, because that is who we want to be in your life. We want to be resources for you who help you literally become everything that you were meant to become. So now that I'm loading up my worksheet, bada boom, there it is. I want to talk to you guys about the first area. Ashley Faye, you want to read that quote to him, and then we'll start unpacking it.
Sure will. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. Gandhi.
Ooh. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes. And we wanted to talk to you because so many people are caught in this place of analysis paralysis, and you won't do anything because you're so afraid of making a mistake. What if I put myself out there and I stumble and I fall right on my face? What if? I saw this online, and it was a viral video, and it was a viral video of a girl face planting at her graduation. But she had been so petrified of face planting at her graduation that she almost thought about not showing up. Her siblings decided, we can't let her miss out on this monumental moment, so we're going to help her. So they offered her, I forget what the amount was, but it was a large sum of money to intentionally face plant at her graduation. And for whatever reason, she did it, and she got her money, but it took away the fear of what if you think of the biggest craziest, scariest outcome that could happen from you taking a risk in your life, from you going all in on your business, from you getting on TikTok like Tom and being silly, or getting out here and making reels like Sally, where you do the salsa or some spicy dance. Like what happens if you fall on your face and you mess up? What then have you lost? Have you lost your life? And if the answer is no, then you ain't lost nothing, because you live and breathe to fight another day, to build another day. Your life is still here. And so we're trying to wake you up from this fear of making mistakes. You know how many mistakes I made in my life? All of them. A lot. You know, I will never finish till the day I die paying Sally Maybeck or whoever, whichever one of them, nail net, because Lord have mercy. I could have went to a junior college, and I could have went to like local school and in-state tuition. My college could have been like $7,000 is what I'm telling you. But what it actually was like $140,000, because I chose to go private education, Christian education, you know what I'm saying? Listen, nobody can ever take that from me, but I'm gonna be paying them for a very long time. Like, listen, it's okay. We make decisions. Is it the best? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. But you cannot allow that to paralyze you. You gotta live. And I know you've been vocal about mistakes you've made, Ashley Faye, in different various situations and businesses. Like everybody raves about how incredible you are from building Ashley Faye Designs and what you were able to accomplish with that community. But what they don't know is that you have been doing business for a very long time before that exploded. So you can talk to this as well, like freedom to make mistakes. What do you think when you hear that?
I love this one. This one's probably my favorite, even though it's number one. But like, at what point did we stop showing our mistakes and our weaknesses? I told you Trent was talking about this morning. I got to catch part of his live, and he said, he's like, your greatest weakness is pretending like you don't have a weakness. And so in growing Ashley Faye Designs, I decided I was going to show them my mistakes. I was going to show them my mistakes because I was watching people on Instagram and on Facebook build businesses. And like you just said, I've been doing, business a long time prior, but I was watching these people build, and I thought, how do they have everything together? Like, how do they have it all figured out? And I'm struggling. And so before Ashley Faye Designs, a lot of people don't know this, I was doing things on the side and crafts, and I had tried to turn that into a business multiple times. But let me tell you what I did. When I would make a big enough mistake, I'd quit. I was done. I'd say, okay, I obviously suck at this because I'm watching these people online who are just killing it, and I'm here just losing money and making mistakes. I made this one mistake. I don't know why this one sticks with me, but it does. I actually had a pretty decent sized business when I lived in Tennessee, and I was making cheer bows and shirts for gyms all over the place. Y'all like competitive cheerleading? I made a lot of their bows. Like a lot. My hands still hurt from it. I swear to you, it's a lot of folding, a lot of rhinestone placement. Anyway, my AirPod just fell out. Sorry. Can you guys still hear me? Sorry. Okay, I think so. So I made a lot of bows and all these things, and I was doing multiple gyms, and I was making these amazing shirts for this gym, and they were like expensive shirts. They were like nice short shirts. And I had 2 gyms, same shirt, different colors, different gym, different, all the things, names on them, y'all. Okay. Customized. And I completely did them all backwards. I did one gyms on the wrong color and vice versa, sent them off. Both gyms contact me. That mistake cost us, I think it was $3,500 to our family, which isn't a massive amount. I know some people go bankrupt in businesses and stuff, but for me, it was big enough. I was like, done with this. Like I made a mistake. I've learned so much from the mistakes though. I learned not to overload myself, right? But at the time, that's what I did. I would kind of give up because I felt like my mistakes were something that meant I wasn't on the right path, or I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, or I just wasn't good at it. And granted, I had made these shirts forever. You know what I mean? Like I was killing it. with gyms all across the nation. And yet that mistake, I was like, okay, I'm done. And so I hate that about myself. I hate that I was a quitter, because what I've learned now is that when I do start making mistakes, because I've made them in Ashley Faye designs too. Okay. So many times. And I recorded all of them. So if you want to watch them, you can go to my Facebook page and go back and just look for the crying videos or the one of me sitting on my concrete basement floor, just giving up with all the things because I was messing up everything that I touched. But I recorded them because I thought, I want to show people this. I want to show people that you can make mistakes and get past them. And what I have learned is that after the mistakes, I've leveled up. If I just wouldn't have quit prior every other time, I would have leveled up. That's where I was making mistakes, is I was at a level where I needed to grow. I needed to level up, but I was making all these mistakes and I would quit. And now I know when I start making a lot of mistakes, it's because I'm close. It's because I'm right there. Because listen, new levels, new devils. If you're in business, you know that. New levels, new devils. Every time you start to level up in business, stuff gets hard. It gets hard. And so when it starts to get hard, when you start to make those mistakes, know that you're really, really, really close to start leveling to that next level. You're really, really, really close to that breakthrough. And so you have to push past those, because failure and success, they run the same path. It took me a long time to understand that a failure isn't really a failure unless I stop. It's just a setback. And so failure and success, they run the same path. And when you hit that failure, you just got to keep up and get going again, because success is right down the road.
Ooh, snap. I wish I had one of those air horns. I don't have one of those, but I'm gonna give you one anyway. So Pete, this hell, that was so good. And you, man, so many nuggets dropped there. And I have to share this before we move to the next one. So if you just joined the room and you want to follow along, there are worksheets. Those are free to you. Hit the link above at the top of the room on Clubhouse. If you're watching on Facebook, this is also at the top of your page, pinned to the top. You can grab your worksheet without having to go to Clubhouse. Some of y'all are on Facebook. And what is Clubhouse? It's a magical place. It's actually how Ashley Faye and I met. So there's you who just joined the room. I'm so glad that you guys are getting your worksheet so you can follow along. We're on number 1, which is the freedom to make mistakes. And I gotta share this one mistake from recent. This is very recent, like a month ago. And 2 months ago, I was at the school. For those who don't know, I also like mentor inner city kids, and I'm like at the school all the time, and I'm pouring my heart and soul into these kids, and I'm teaching them life skills, and I feed them every week. And so I was there one day, and I was in the office with the principal, all the vice principals, the administration, principal's assistant, and they're talking about Teacher Appreciation Week. And they're like, yeah, we got to find some people. Typically, the community will rally around the teachers and appreciate them by providing lunch. I said, oh, you know what? That sounds incredible. Sign me up. Sign your boy up. I got y'all. How many people? She's like, it's 88 of us. I said, cool. I got you. Let's do it. 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out, finally 1 week out. A week out, I hit up the principal's secretary and said, hey, what day am I supposed to be feeding y'all again? She said, the day, the date, the time, and the amount of people. I was like, cool, I got y'all. No problem. This also was in the thick of Ashley Faye and I preparing to go to Vegas to speak at Level Up. Shout out to the Level Up people. I see y'all, squad. And then preparing for our big event, Embrace Your Ambition Live in Denver. So there was a lot of moving pieces. And so, to my surprise, when the day I was supposed to feed the teachers, I had been meeting with Ashley Faye. We were talking about something. I don't remember what we were talking about, but we had like just wrapped up a meeting. And I was feeling good. We're going to conquer the world. We're going to change lives. We're going to impact people. And, oh, Lord have mercy. I literally just like walked in my car and I was about to go pick up pizza to feed the kids. And the principal's secretary called me and I was like, that's strange. She never calls me. And I said, hi, how are you? What's up, girl? What's good with it? She said, Mr. Marcus. I said, what's up? She was like, are you close? I was like, close. I'm not set to be there for another 30 minutes in my head. And that's when it hit me. Dum, dum, dum. that was the day I was supposed to feed all 88 teachers, and lunch had already started. And she said, I'm looking at about 40 hungry individuals who are waiting on food. And that's when I realized I don't have food nor a plan. I was like, am I gonna go in my refrigerator and like throw something together? Like, cause I had no options. Who can feed 80 people like right now, immediately? I'm like, do I just go to like KFC and grab a bunch of, I was all out of ideas. But long story short, that was a major mistake. And she had to tell those teachers, I'm sorry, lunch isn't here yet. Won't be here during your lunch. We'll bring you a plate. And I helped with that. And so I had to get food and drinks and all the things to there. I adjusted. I wound up not being able to feed my students that day. They took one for the team because they loved me so I could feed their teachers because I had already had pizza ordered. But long story short, it was a massive mistake, a monumental mistake. But I share that because you have the freedom to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. And if you keep moving forward, they still love me just as much. Every teacher was beyond grateful, even though they didn't get to eat at the right time. And I lived and learned how to move forward and how to better organize myself so that I don't not feed 88 people when I promised I would on time. So we're sharing our mistakes transparently so you can see that like we're not just telling you it's okay to make mistakes. We made them and we made some pretty big ones, but it's okay. So we can keep this rolling the same way. Ashley Faye, so if you want to read number 2 and we'll keep moving like we did.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking like every single Embrace Your Ambition, we've at least made a mistake, right? Like we never get out of it without making some kind of mistake, but you live, you learn, you move on. That's all you can do. Oh my goodness, my phone is blowing up right now. Okay, so number 2 is freedom to be yourself. Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the free. Just kidding. That's number 1. There's no greater freedom than the freedom to be yourself. Give yourself that gift and choose to surround yourself with those who appreciate you exactly as you truly are. Man, I love this one. I love all of them. I do. I think this was a great day because when he first sent me freedom, I was like, oh man, we're going there. We're going to go to freedom like all the others. And then, he's like, no, I have a different plan. And so we started talking it out, but being yourself for me, this one's really tough. A lot of you guys, my story, that when I was a freshman, I was heavily bullied and I turned to the things that they called me. And I became those things and I hurt my family and I hurt myself and I hurt my friends. And so it really took a toll on my self-confidence, right? And I kind of sheltered who I was for a very, very, very long time. And it took a lot for me to kind of decide, all right, I'm going to be who God made me to be. And I'm perfectly me and I am chosen and I am worthy and I am loved. And to put that out there, I think one of the very first things I said when I decided, you know what, forget it. Like, I'm not going to care as much. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm a people pleaser. And so I do sometimes have emotions, but that's normal. And and of course I want people to like me, but also normal. But I said, you can't be everyone's Chick-fil-A sauce, right? That's like my saying. If you come to an EYA, we'll probably have Chick-fil-A for lunch one day because I love it. Not everyone's going to like you though. And I think I was such a people pleaser. I wanted to just be liked because of the things that kind of happened. And so my world kind of surrounded around that. And when someone wouldn't like what I had to say, I took it so personally. Or if someone didn't like my business, I took it personally. And that's a really hard thing. But over time, I've really come into my own and I've realized that the reason Ashley Faye Designs worked, the reason it turned into a 7-figure business was not the fact that I knew business or that, I went to school or I had financial means to support this. It was the fact that I just started being myself. I just started stepping into my light, which I had dimmed for years, y'all. I'm telling you, for years, I dimmed my light. And when I finally allowed my light to shine just a little, and I started realizing by me allowing my light to shine, I was giving other people permission to allow their light to shine. Hence why you saw a ton of women come on to Ashley Faye Designs to shine their light and share their story. that's when things took off, was really realizing that I have a light inside of me. And you know what? I like being a goofball. I like to make people laugh. Marcus, I just got a picture back and it was at Level Up in Vegas. And it's probably one of my favorite pictures that Remy has taken of us because I said something funny and you were cracking up and everyone else was laughing. And it made me so happy. I know what it was too. I think it was that you were my manager in this whole process thing. But anyway, everyone laughed. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's my light is like the being silly, the being fun. I told you guys the other day, my number one priority in life is to have fun. That's it. That's it. It truly is. I want to have fun. I want to live every single day laughing and smiling and having fun with my children. And once I figured that out, I allowed myself to do that. If you come to an Embrace Your Ambition, normally we have some kind of flash mob or just random stuff. This time I danced down the stairs with a cool hat and my gold jacket, and it was awesome. And I talked to KJ after this. I don't know if I told you this, Marcus, but KJ afterwards, after the event, she's like, I'm really sad I didn't dance on stage with you, Mom. And I was like, me too, babe. And she said, I just was so afraid of what people would think, I'm not a good dancer. And I'm like, babe, that's not what it's about. It's about just having fun. Like, do what you want to do, be who you are. And so she regrets that so much. And it breaks my heart that I didn't like pull her up there, but at the same time, she probably would have cried. But there just comes a point when you have to say, all right, I'm scared. I have a lot of self-doubt. Whatever it is, my self-confidence isn't high, but I want to have fun. I want to just be me. And if y'all don't like me, you don't have to follow me. And like, that's where it all started with Ashley Faye Designs. That's what it is with EYA. We are real and raw. And if you don't like that, then we're not the people for you. If you like that, then we are. Get in the family, because we come in and we teach, but we also are so goofy, y'all. We teach and then we're goofy and we have a good time, because I don't know at what point it was like, business has to be separate than like having fun and being yourself. Like, it shouldn't be that way. So I love to show people all of it. I love to have fun. I am a business owner and I am also a goofy goober. And I love that about myself.
And I love that about you as well. You are a goofy goober, and you definitely help me balance. We help each other balance. I can be like hyper serious all the time, and I don't know, it's just a part of who I am. But I also had a freedom to be that, and like, we don't force each other into a box. I give her a lot of grief about some of her shenanigans. Sometimes I make Ricky Ricardo faces at some of the things she does, because I'm like, Lord have mercy, help me. But most of the time it's just facetious, because it does bring joy. It brings smiles to our entire community's face. And when we do go live, like within our family, so if you don't know what that is, we'll tell you a little bit about that in a minute. It's actually a free membership that you can join. It's a community, basically. And inside this community, you will see us be hella goofy, silly, and just see, like, you can be yourself. It's serious, it's educational, it's inspirational, but it's also fun. And I love that you feel safe and that you feel confident and comfortable to be you. Kind of started pretty quickly, guys. When I met her, literally the first time she picks me up from the airport, I'm lugging around a 200-pound bag in the Denver altitude, and I'm like doing bad. She tries to kill me, and then she steals my debit card, throws it in a crevice in the abyss at the point of no return. I was just trying to buy the poor girl a tea for her voice, because she was about to speak so much at her first event. But we just laughed, and it was just, from there, it was like, man, this is dope. Like a super genuine human who's free to be exactly who she is. And we want to empower you to be free to be exactly who you are, right? So when I think about this one, I want to really touch your heartstrings, right? So I'll hit the other side of this. We're talking about freedom to be yourself. I saw a couple comments in the comments that said you have dimmed your light as well to accommodate others. You dimmed your light so others feel good. You dimmed your light to be palatable to others, so others like you, so others think that you're worth being in their presence. And I did that for a long time, because most of my life I was told by a parent that I was worthless, that I would be nothing, that I had nothing to offer, that I was going to be a bum, a failure, a factory worker. No disrespect to any factory workers. This is what my dad did. And so that's how he would try to ridicule and demean me. And I lived into that for a long time. I was always selected for leadership things, but I never led. I never spoke up. I would see pitfalls. I would see major pitfalls and things that I know was going to lead to destruction and say no words. I would say nothing. I just let it happen. I would see opportunities to improve an organization, a team, and I would just let the failure happen. Why? Because I didn't think I had anything to say of value. And every time I would think, well, if I speak up and what if I'm wrong? There's back to that failure to make mistakes. I mean, freedom to make mistakes thing. And then it was a James Baldwin quote that revolutionized my life, that really changed the game for me. And I want to share this quote with you, and I share it all the time, but I'm never going to stop sharing this because I know it's going to hit at least two of y'all in your heart right now at this very moment. James Baldwin said, I had to vomit up years and years of filth that I had been fed about myself and even have believed before I was able to walk about this earth as though I had a right to be here. And when I realized that that was the process that I needed to go on, it was time for me to vomit up. I know that's graphic, but you need to get the imagery, the filth that I've been fed, because it had just been resting inside my spirit, inside my gut. And I felt like I had nothing to say. And when I realized I belong here too, when I realized that my voice mattered too, when I realized that I had something to say too, and I was never going to hide it again, now I drive people crazy, because those who are with me know, like, we could be in the middle of a big city. Sally, when we come to see you and we're in LA or wherever you are, Tom, when we come to see you in Puerto Rico, I swear to you, I will, in the middle of the street, embarrass you, making a whole 60-second keynote. You can ask Ashley Faye, she will tell you, and I will just burst out and yell and be all of me, and I ain't hiding it from nobody. I don't care where we are, what environment we're in, because I know I got something to say and somebody needs to hear it. And the strangest thing about that is, everywhere we go, there's always a crowd. Nate just joined the room. Nate and I, after on the heels of Embrace Your Ambition, he went with me and my family on Father's Day to Red Rocks. And we're in Red Rocks, and Nate, if you guys know Nate, he's always got a camera, and he's gonna find a way to produce content. So Nate, with his brilliant self, decides, Marcus, you should make a video here at Red Rocks with 1,000 people here for Father's Day. And so I did, and I was all of me. What up, family? How you living? I got a message for your heart. And when I did that, people stopped, legit stopped in their tracks. And I did a whole video, and I finished, and they're like, woo, that was great. Who are you? I was like, M Black Speaks, IG, go follow me. Do it now, right? But I share that with you because once I learned that I was free to be who I am, and you guys know, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I've had famous people ask me to not be myself. I ain't gonna call no names, but let's just say multiple New York Times best-selling author, literals, top of the game, most famous you can be.
We're gonna need you to tone it down a little bit.
Oh yeah, Nate knows. I called him to process that because I was like, what do I do? Bro, what do I do with this? He legit was like, no, sir, we need you to tone all that down because I want you to be able to shine and I want me to be able to shine. I'm like, what? Bro, I'm here to serve, not shine. So if that bothers you, I don't know what to tell you. This ain't for me. Thank you. Next, to the left. I'm good. I don't need that. I'm not clout chasing. I don't need your platform. I'm here to serve people. So when you guys get to that level that you won't sacrifice who you are, dim your light or your morals and standards just to be in proximity to somebody you perceive as more influential than you, that's when you really living free. And yeah, I'm saying it with my chest because I feel it. And if you're watching me on Facebook, I did just throw something and maybe knock a picture off my mantle. That is okay. So freedom to be yourself. If you ain't hear nothing we saying, embrace that freedom. Because you are one of one. And the greatest gift you have to offer this world is to be you. God saw everything in this world, the beauty, the splendor, the good, the bad, the ups, the down, the ugly, the light, the darkness. And the only thing he thought missing was you. God decided the world needed a you in it. That was what was wrong with the world. And every day you wake up means God still decided the world needed you in it. So be you, because you can. Number 3, Ashley Faye, unless you got something to add to that.
Now, that's one of my favorite things to tell people, is that God saw the world and thought it needed a you in it. Like, that's amazing. I just, that's like one of my favorite things to think about. Anyway, number 3, you guys, is the freedom to pursue your dreams. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Walt Disney, y'all know I love Walt Disney, so I was super excited about this quote, but I love that it says courage to pursue them, because here's the thing. If you guys heard me at EYA Denver, my talk was called History Maker, and I got to share my first spoken word, which we're going to record. Okay. But in the, part of the History Maker is taking risk and chasing the dreams and having the courage to do so. Because here's the thing. I know in my knower, Jennifer Allwood says that, and I love her. You have a dream in your heart, because God gave it to you. He gave it to you. It's your purpose on this earth. It's why you're here in this time. It's why you're here in this moment. It's why you're here watching us on Facebook or listening to Clubhouse. It is the reason you exist. And he gave this to you, and it's in your heart. But I also know you're thinking, not me. I couldn't do that. You got to choose someone else. You're like Moses telling God to choose Aaron, right? Like, you got to pick somebody else. It's not me. And you have all these excuses as to why it's not you. And you have all this self-doubt. And let me tell you, that is so normal to have. It is okay that you are feeling that way. If you don't follow us on YouTube, you should, because we'd also do a lot of real and raw on YouTube. And there's a video of me when I was just having a day. I told y'all I record it because I want people to know the truth. And I was having a day. I was feeling like there's no way I could lead this. This thing is going to be so big. God had to have chosen the wrong person. And it was just for a moment. I was just having that for a moment, because I know that he wouldn't have given me this dream if it wasn't mine. I know he wouldn't have given you your dream if it wasn't yours. Because here's the thing, y'all, and I say this all the time. Marcus already knows what I'm going to say. The dream's not about you. It's not about anyone else. It's about what God made you to do. So he gave you that dream. He didn't give your dream to me, because trust me, if it did, I'm a yes girl now. I'm like, here I am, send me, and I go. Right? He gave it to you to pursue it. And sometimes we get so hung up on the what ifs. What if this doesn't work? And what if that doesn't work? And what if this doesn't work? That's not your job. Your job is not the end. Your job is not what happens. Your job is to be obedient. So if you have the calling on your heart, if you have a dream on your heart, your job is to pursue it. That's it. That's your job. What happens after? It's not up to you. It's not up to you. We get so caught up in what if this doesn't work, and then we don't go for it. You got to have 20 seconds of insane courage. We talk about that all the time, and just take a step in that direction, and then take another. And that's what it takes, is just over and over insane courage, just a little at a time. It doesn't have to be a giant leap, just little baby steps. And then you get there, but you've got to have the courage to actually pursue it. Often it's not about winning or losing. It's about trying. And you never know. Like, this is my favorite thing upon favorite things. If y'all ever want to give me a compliment, tell me I created a ripple effect in you. That's why I told that to Jennifer Allwood, because it was sincere. She created a ripple effect in me because she had the courage to pursue her dreams. She gave me the courage to pursue mine. I said, okay, I can do this too. I can try too. There's a reason this dream's on my heart. I'm going to try. And so creating that ripple effect for me is everything. That's our goal with Embrace Your Ambition. It's not to create followers. It's to create leaders. It's to create other people who say, I'm going to create a ripple effect. I'm going to have the courage to pursue my dreams, because I know this dream was given to me for a purpose. That's why I'm here. And it's so scary. I know. And you might look around at your circumstances and say, I can't. I so get that. But again, it's not about your circumstances. It's not about your past. It's not about the mistakes. It's about who you can become if you allow yourself to try. And you just, like I said, you just take baby steps and your circumstances will start to change, and God will start to bring divine intervention and divine appointments, and you will start to meet people that can help you. It's a wild thing if you are just courageous enough to have obedience and to say yes to the call.
Let that one breathe for 24 seconds, maybe 2.4 seconds. But that was incredible. So I love it, man. I love it. And this is where like the rubber meets the road, guys. You've been listening to us. We've been having some fun. We've been up, we've been down, we've been all around. We've been encouraging you, inspiring your hearts. The rubber meets the road here. Like, what if I told you that the adventure of a lifetime was just in front of you, awaiting you to show up for it? What if I told you that the freedom that someone else needs to embrace so that they can go on the epic journey of their lifetime depends on you embracing your ambition and you chasing and pursuing your dream to unlock theirs? What if I told you it rested on you? Because it does rest on you. And I acknowledge that we all believe differently, and that's okay. Ashley Faye and I happen to be of the Christian persuasion. So peep this. If you're not, that's cool. You don't have to be, but you can pick up the principle. Listen for the principle and watch this takeaway. When God in the creation story saw that he gave man free will and men would be imperfect, and this is going to answer a lot of questions for many of you, he knew that there was a huge, tremendous likelihood that us as imperfect beings would mess it up. Because that's what we do. We mess things up. And that's okay. Like, it's okay not to be okay. So many people fear messing up so bad that they never live. And so you're a walking zombie your entire life. God has a plan for you messing it up, just so you know. Watch this, though. Oh, my God. Download. This is for you. When he knew that there was a likelihood we'd mess it up, he had a plan to redeem humanity. And his plan was always a person. And that person was Jesus. Now, when Jesus came, everybody knew Jesus was the plan. So Jesus was telling them, I am. Who are you? I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. I am this. I am that. I am, right? So what happened to his followers? His disciples, fancy word, just means students. Those were his followers of his teaching, of his way. They were like, man, he's here now. That's it. We about to flip this mug on his head. Everything about to turn around. We good to go. Until they saw him shaping up and getting ready to ship out and preparing to die. And they were so confused. They were like, what are you doing? Like, no, this ain't how this is supposed to go. You can't go out like that. You the G. What you mean? What you mean you about to go give yourself away for love? What you mean? You are him, like literally. And he was like, you don't understand. Because when God came, God left a piece of his spirit literally in each and every one of us. So what he wanted his followers, his students, his disciples to understand is, yeah, I gotta go. Because I gotta go prepare a place for you. But when I go, it depends on you. And I left me with you. And I want you to see yourself in those students who were regular people. They weren't high priests. They weren't the wealthy. They weren't the aristocrat. They weren't any of that. Who they were was average Joe. Who they were, plain Jane. Who they were people with purpose that God breathed life into and believed so much in that he left a piece of himself and he left in humanity the greatest gift he had to give this world, which is you. If you're listening to the sound of my voice, the greatest gift to humanity that God has ever given us was each other. Do we function that way? A lot of the time, no, honestly. We fight and we bicker and we argue and people hurt people and people do all these things, right? Hurt people. What I'm trying to get you to realize is that in this story, When we told you God needed a you, he saw the world and figured it needed a you, that means you right now are sitting on something that has the power to change somebody else's life. Not me, not Ashley Faye, not whatever leader you look up to most and admire most in this world. It is you. It's on you, my friend. So what I'm telling you is, it's your time right now. It's your time, no more. It's your time. You got to believe it though. You got to believe that it's you. You got to believe that you have something to give. You got to believe that you have something to offer, and you got to rest on that belief God had in you to put you here at this time, because somebody needs your story. Stop sitting on your dream talking about maybe it's not just for me. Maybe everybody doesn't deserve a dream. Maybe some people just got to do what they got to do. That's a lie. No. You can achieve your dream if you have the courage to pursue it. You have the freedom to pursue your dream. It might have to come with some sacrifices at first. You may not be able to walk away from your job today and just go all in on your dream. Sometimes there's a transition season and period where you got to work double time in two different things. When I first started becoming a speaker and writing and blogging and podcasting, I had another job that required a lot of time. So what I did was canceled my Netflix and gaming time, where I'm sitting on being a couch potato, and I would work all day and I would get off, take an hour, and then I would spend about 6 p.m. to about 10 to 11 p.m. and sometimes 1, 2 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, because I was obsessed with it, studying and learning the art of writing, the art of wordplay. I was always gifted with words. How do I sharpen that? How do I sharpen my gift to communicate, watching and listening to communicators and what they do? And I started building the building blocks so that at the proper time, when God opened the door, I was ready to burst through it. That's the challenge for you. It's your time. Question is, will you pursue the dream? You have that freedom. And so I actually want to talk to them about something, but if you got something you want to add, Ashley Faye, feel free.
Well, I was going to leave them with this just because what you were talking about, it brought up one of my favorite, sayings, is that Jesus didn't just die to keep us safe. He died to make us dangerous. You cannot be the hands and feet of Jesus if you are sitting on your butt. So you got to get up. You got to try. You got to pursue the dream. You got to take the step, all the things you guys hear me say, because it's needed right now. It's really needed in this world. It's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to do the things that we are called to do and be obedient and say yes and pursue the dreams, and do it while showing the mistakes and while showing exactly who we are, because we are the right people. We are who the world needs. And that's it. I mean, it's just like makes me want to just get out and do it, like just go for it and show all the things, because I just know in my heart of hearts, like the world needs some leaders to rise up and say, I've made mistakes and I've done this wrong. And this is who I am. I'm a goofy goober, or I'm emotional, or whoever you are. And I love that about me. And I am ready to pursue my God-given dream.
Lord, I feel it. Like, I feel so good right now. This is good. This is very good. And thank you guys for rocking with Team EYA, Team Embrace Your Ambition. We're going to turn it over for a couple people to give some feedback as Nate prepares and getting ready to bless you guys as well. But before we do, I know several of you in the room are like, man, this sounds good. And you're in your fields and you're ready to run through a brick wall, but you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You don't know what to start. And you're looking like, man, they make it sound so easy. First of all, no, it's not easy at all for anyone. I don't care if you Elon Musk. Don't let nobody make you feel like it's easy, because for nobody is life easy. For nobody is the burden of leadership easy. It's just not. So don't discount yourself because you feel like it's hard and it's not coming easy. Like, Embrace Your Ambition has been a ridiculous God dream, but it also, nothing came easy. Everything has been a fight, but it's been a fight worth fighting. So now we want to empower and equip leaders to go and do the same thing. This is not about coming under us and being in this horde that we've built. No, this is about you coming and finding a place where you belong, a place where you can be, a place where you can become all God wanted you to become, and a place where we empower, and equip you to go build your own platform and go build your own powerful community. That's what it's about. Bottom line. That said, if you don't know how and you don't believe these things we're telling you God has done for us is for you. You don't believe the things God has said can benefit you. You are struggling with belief in yourself. You're struggling with belief in your dream. You're struggling with belief in general in all the areas of your life. I'm telling you, if you struggle with belief at all, we want to help increase that faith. And that's why we created this 3-day challenge that we're about to do next week. And we want to see you in it. We want to see you in it. Bottom line, because we want to increase your faith. Your faith is your belief in the bottom line, in you, in your future, and what God has in store for you. So if you hit the link above that says challenge, thank you for sharing that, Ashley Faye, then you can join the challenge. You can join this 3-day challenge. Look, there is a fee, it's $10. We didn't want to do that. We like doing them free, but what we learned is we have 500 people in a free challenge because everybody likes the idea of a challenge and community. But then you have no skin in the game. There's nothing that makes you show up. You don't show up. You don't participate. You don't accept the challenge. You don't do the thing that we're telling you can transform your life. You put a little skin in the game. People are like, you should charge $99. We don't want to charge that. We charge $10. You can get in this, comes with a workbook. And I'm telling you, we got 3 solid days planned out that's going to tap you over the head and equip you and empower your, transform and revolutionize your faith and your belief in you and the future God has for you. If you want to be a part of that, hit the link. And for $10, you join the community. We add you to the Facebook page right away. And then we will start building that. And that's next week. So you don't want to miss it. Make sure you get in there. And can't wait. Anything you want to add to that, Ashley Faye, before we take some feedback from the peeps?
Man, y'all, challenges are one of my favorite things to do because it's like 3 hardcore days. Like, we're going to ask you to do homework. We're going to ask you to step out of your comfort zone. And some people won't do it, but a lot of people do. I mean, our last challenge, I was blown away by the people that took the challenge, went live, did what we asked them to do. And it was just a really, really cool thing to see. And we do lots of different challenges. Sometimes we do faith, mindset, business. This one's faith focused, but it's really going to help you kind of take faith off the back burner and put it first in your life and help you to explore that purpose that we just talked about. So I'd love to see you guys in it. Come in knowing that we're going to ask you to do homework and we're going to ask you to do, challenges, maybe go live or post whatever we ask. And that's how you get the most out of it, though. And so that's why we charge the $10. Like Marcus said, it's really holding your feet to the fire to make sure that you get the best value you can with your money as well. And so love to see you guys there. I'm most excited about this one because I love doing the faith stuff. It's where my heart lies. So it's going to be a really, really great 3-day challenge. And then usually on the 4th day, we always have a Q&A and kind of a little party thing. So technically it's 4 days, but it's 3 days worth of us really pouring into you workbook pages, homework, that kind of stuff. And then we have a really great 4th day and answer questions and just hang out. So it's a really good time.
The answer questions always becomes really valuable because people are able to take the concepts and the principles and ask specifically, how can we apply this to our current reality? Like, how can we make this work for us where we are and what we're doing? So that said, those of you who are ordering, we see those coming through. The emails are popping up. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. The reason we had over a 50% increase in engagement on the last one over the first few we did is because of the $10. When you got skin in the game, you take it more serious. So that's all that's for. Look at it as a menial investment, but it's an investment into you, the most important asset you have, which is yourself, to give to you the gift that keeps on giving: education, knowledge, inspiration. Now, that said, we got a few minutes before we turn it over. Thank you. We see those coming through. Appreciate you guys. Promise we're going to take good care of you. I promise that. Like, we're going to give you everything we got, whole heart and soul. And you get to see us do it. And those of you wondering, like, it will be live. Typically during the day, we normally go noon Eastern for an hour. But if you can't watch it live, the replays are in the room. So when you get off work or whenever, instead of Netflix that night, just take 1 hour off of your Netflix time, and then you can watch us pour into you. Take another 30 minutes, do your assignment. So you can do this totally around your schedule, around your work schedule. That said, 54, look at that. Ashley Faye, In the last 3 days, my bill has been $54 even 3 times. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Anyway, we'll tell you guys that story another time. So now for the next few minutes, if anybody if this touched you, if this encouraged your heart this day as we celebrate freedom, if you want to add some feedback or share some feedback with us or something that stood out, flash your mic. We love to hear your voice for a few minutes. I'm looking around to see if anybody. Dr. Suki, and then Althea. I see y'all. Okay, go Dr. Suki, and then Althea and Tracy.
I just want to share the fact that what you do and what for you to help you. So that's the very first step by signing up. And I just want to encourage people to do that. They don't have to wait till they're 75, but that's okay. I'm here because you guys weren't born yet. So that's wonderful. And sometimes you need people. It's not just because I teach. And I change these children's lives and these adults' lives so they can move to understand what they need to do with their dreams. But I also need people to come to me, and that's how I actually make my steps. So I'm encouraging people to do that and reinforcing what Ashley and Marcus do. You are incredible people, and God has blessed you to even meet me and I to meet you. And so I am just joyous to express my just my love for what you do and who you are as people. Thank you.
Dr. Suki, we so thoroughly enjoyed meeting you in Las Vegas, and just being able to connect and hear your heart and see who you are, your beautiful spirit that you are, and the way that you give back, and the way that you impact, and the way that you're making a difference and showing up in this world is beyond admirable. For those incredible children that you reach and the teachers, you are a gift and a gem. Thank you for encouraging the community to show up with us, to connect with us, and to be a part of what we're building. So that means a lot, and we're just grateful, guys. We're grateful, and we're gonna continue building. So again, we got a few minutes. So those of you who just joined, Ashley Faye and I are doing a 3-day challenge. If you want to check that out, you can hit it above. It's about to be serious. You want to increase your faith and learn how to believe boldly in the dream that you have, that dream that God has for you in the future that's for you, then come get your faith increased because you can. So that said, we had Althea and then Tracy. Go for it, Althea.
Thank you, guys. You know what? I have to second what Suki just said. It is well worth the investment. I have been able to receive such a wealth of knowledge from these two individuals, and I can't say it enough how much I appreciate how much they've imparted into my life. It literally, you guys, I kid you not, it took me 52 years to be able to use my voice and share my story with people. And I'm 53, so do the math on that. If it was not for the path that God had me walking on, and if it wasn't for God allowing me to find this app and then come on stage, have the boldness and the ability to come up on stage to meet these two individuals, I wouldn't be here today doing what I'm doing now and being willing to help other people to want to use their voice as well, because I was afraid. I was afraid to make mistakes. I didn't know who I was. So for me to even find freedom in myself, I had to first know who I am. And it took a minute for me to discover who I am. And through God's grace and mercy and him bringing me to these two individuals, I know exactly who I am and whose I am. And now I'm working in the freedom of pursuing the dream that God has given me. And so I highly, highly recommend you guys sign up for EY Ambition today. And I yield the mic.
Boom. Yo, wow, that's amazing. And you know, I was just talking to Althea. I was interviewed on her podcast. Shout out, shameless plug. Check it out. Althea, tell them where they can find the podcast.
So you can find my podcast. If you actually go to the website, it is WOVE, WOVE, inspiration.com. You can also listen to the podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Boom. So I was telling her, you guys make sure you check that out. My episode will be coming out soon. She'll be getting it with Ashley Faye as well. And we were talking about like, how on earth did you even find us? Like, I remember the day she popped into our room. Ashley Faye and I used to host our own daily room. That's a lot for anybody who's ever done that. That is a lot, but we used to do it. And Althea came, and she came one day, and then she came back, and she shared her voice, and she came back again, and she came back again. She kept coming back. Next thing you know, she was in Dallas with us. Next thing you know, she was in our mastermind community. That's another thing that's coming up soon in August. But it was crazy. She was doing all the things, and now she has a like incredible podcast that's reaching people all over the world, like lots of people, and she's sharing her voice and story everywhere. So like, that's what it looks like, guys, in action. This is what it looks like to walk it out. And that's what we want you to do every single day of your life, because you can. So couple more voices before we flip it over to Nate. Ashley, found if you got anything you want to add, I was going to give you that opportunity.
I mean, I just love Althea. We've watched her really step into her light. Like, she's such a shining light, you guys. And so I feel very blessed that she, you know, started the challenges, came to Denver, joined the action plan, because now I'm allowed to be part of her journey. You know what I mean? I just feel super blessed to get to watch you, Althea. I have a feeling you're going to just create such a ripple effect in so many people. So I feel very blessed and grateful that I get to be part of that.
Yay, yay. Whose voice was that? Who said good morning?
Sally, good morning.
Sally Cologne, we love this incredible individual. Since you're there, go Sally. And then Tracy, my dear sister, I'm coming to you, girl.
Oh no, go Tracy. It's Tracy's turn. I'll go after.
Tracy, incredible sister. You know how we feel about you, girl. And Tracy's been a part of our family. She's been a big supporter of me and Ashley Faye. Tracy got some big things shaking in her life. Speak to the people, girl. What's up?
Was talking man I tried to bring. She really hit me when man I got nervous. She really hit me when she said something about confidence and just stepping into it, because like being in the power, like oh man, I had it and then I lost it. I can just actually didn't have, but thank you for you guys and your segment. It always touches me, and yeah. So thank you. It's really frustrating that I forgot what I wanted to say, because I took him off with something good and then I forgot. But I'll remember later and I'll message her. So yeah.
Yo, we totally feel you, sis. And yo, that happens to all of us. I can't tell you how many times. It's been like, nobody knows this, but it's been time I've been on stage before and I've been in a mid thought and then my brain goes blank. And so I filibuster. I just start going in a circle for a second until my thought comes back to me. But we love you, and I agree with you. Ashley Faye is a shero. Like, she is an incredible human being. Super admire her, and I appreciate you. I let her speak to you. I appreciate you giving her those flowers as well, and just, you know, speaking life to her. I get to see her on a regular basis, the heart, the desire. I don't know any human that desires to impact humankind for good more than her, even to the point where like she will sacrifice everything for herself to make sure everybody else is okay. And so for you to see that and send her kudos, like, we just love you. We're grateful you're part of our family, and we love you, girl.
I know. I love you so much, Tracy. I literally forget everything that I'm going to say like at least 50 times a day. So like, for real. And I tell Marcus about it, usually the back channel. I'm like, I forgot what I was talking about. You know, it happens. Like, I don't have the best memory. I'm not going to lie, but I don't know. But when you said something about confidence, and I felt like it was on my heart to share this with you guys just really quick, because I danced all the way around like a runway and then downstairs all the way up on stage. Then I danced on stage at the last EYA Denver. And someone was like, I love how confident you are. And I'm like, it's not confidence, it's courage. I will stand by that, because I've had low self-confidence for such a long time. I'm getting more confident now because I love who I am, right? But I got to tell you guys this, before, when my video was playing, I thought I was going to poop my pants upstairs. I was shaking so bad, like my teeth were, you know, clinking together. And I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Why would I do this? This is absolutely crazy. I'm the weirdest person in the world. Like, so many things running through my head, y'all. I was shaking to death. I'm like, do I like just turn around and go down the elevator and pretend like this isn't going to happen? But then the music started playing and I took one step out, right? That 20 seconds of insane courage, that one step, now everyone's eyes on me. It's go time. So I think like God placed it on my heart to share that with you guys, because I think that people can see speakers and see these people on stage and or doing business, whatever it is, or being a highlight reel on Instagram, whatever it is, think, man, like, how do they not get nervous? Y'all, I'm telling you, I almost pooped my pants. I'm not kidding you. I was freaking out. But it takes that 20 seconds of insane courage, not confidence, to really just step out there. Now the spotlight's on you. Like, are you going to just stand there? I'm like, no, like, I'm going to dance to the music, have fun, be yourself, and don't let those things those things are going to creep into your head, right? Like, there's going to be self-doubt and it's going to creep in. And I'm just being honest with you, because it happens to me all the time. It's going to creep in. Do not let that stop you from doing whatever it is you want to do. Like, push it aside and take that 20 seconds to just step out. Now the spotlight's on you. Like, it's go time. Like, you just got to say yes sometimes. And it's really scary. And it's really hard, but that's what it takes is that saying yes. And as you do it more often, you do become more confident in yourself, because you're like, I just danced down, you know, I'm surprised I didn't fall. It was a lot of stairs. I danced down a lot of stairs. I can do anything. I can get up here and speak to them, right? I made a fool of myself. Let's go. It was fun. But it's courage over confidence. Every day of the week, I'll choose courage over confidence.
Again, and Tracy, I didn't realize that I wasn't following you, so I just started following you this morning. So, and it's always good to be. We've talked many times when you've been on these stages. So Ashley, so Marcus, confidence to me is ongoing. If you knew everyone listening, if so many stars who get up there, they're so confident on the screen, and they're so beautiful in their art and their work and how they act, but they don't want to be themselves on a talk show. They don't want to be interviewed, and because it's just not natural for them. It's not confident for them. And so we all have confidence in different areas. I don't think confidence is where we ever arrive. I think confidence is the journey. And I just did a 2-part series in this for Kobe, our Collaboration of Brilliant Entrepreneurs master group out here in Los Angeles. It's an in-person group, and it's a 2-part series, and we can do so many things to help us with our confidence. And you know, Ashley, you said it took the courage to dance down the up to the stage. And my whole thing is, even when I went on television, I had no idea. I knew I could do it, but I'd never done it. And it was in the #2 market in the country. And my first on air, it was a blur. I don't even know what I said. But you know what? If you start, that's my key word, everyone. And that's my key word, not just we were talking about freedom and all the rest. Just start. And the people you see who seem to be so confident, they are in some areas. I have yet to meet an executive, a star, a CEO who is confident all the time in all things. It's just part of who we are as humans. Just start with what's in your heart. Back to you from Jude.
Thank you so much, Jude. We always love and appreciate you, girl. Appreciate who you are. And thank you for dropping that. Hey, boom. That's what I'm talking about. Dropping that nugget in there, man. We just love all this incredible community. And it's almost time for the man of the hour, but not before we hear from an incredible human being who is just like so impactful, who has believed in us, who, you know, I've known for a little bit, and Ashley Faye has gotten to know more lately. And that's Sally Colon. And Sally has just been a massive supporter, and she has helped us. I know, right? Thank you so much. She's helped us, man. She's shown up for us. She's connected us to people, and she's poured her own heart out and leveraged her influence to help EYA grow and to help it become a reality. So, Sally, what up, girl? What's on your mind?
What up? I am on my walk this morning listening to you guys in beautiful sunny California, where I know Tom is also. I just want to say that I love watching you guys, you and Ashley, do your thing. You started something, and you know my thing is always, it's really easy to start something, very difficult to finish. So whenever I see somebody like you and Ashley, who I loved meeting in Vegas, it was such an incredible time. We had dinner together, and just watching you guys be excited about something and then making it happen. I mean, that's a whole thing, right? And as Ashley says, I hear you say this a lot, Ashley, it's so cute. We're doing the things. I love when you say that, but that's what you got to do. You know, I always like to say that if, you know, you can't be yourself if you don't know yourself. And I feel like you, Ashley, are getting to know yourself more and more as you do these events, as you walk down the runway, get on the stage, do your dance, rap. Hello, you haven't mentioned your rap. So, you know, she raps too, you guys. So I just want to say, like, if you guys are looking, people in the audience, people in this room, if you're looking to be encouraged, if you're looking to have courage, if you're looking to learn to love yourself and love others and really start something and finish, I would encourage you to get on this challenge. Hello, get on this challenge. Do something different with your life, you know, especially if you're like down and out right now. It's $10. It's nothing. It's $10 to change your life. But Marcus, you know, I love you. You're my brother from another mother. I'm so glad I've been able to meet you on this app. And Ashley, you, I just got to meet in Vegas. And they're just superstars, you guys. And they're authentic. They're loving. They're real. They're not like some, you know, we won't get into it, but some other people on this app, they're real. They're the real deal. So anyway, I don't want to sound like a used car salesman, but just, you know, do the thing, as Ashley says. And I just want to say that I love you guys. And it's fun to watch you do EYA and explode it and make it successful. It's cool to watch people be successful, you know? So anyway, just wanted to encourage you and say, keep going. Woo, woo, let's go. This morning, and my people around me are like, what's wrong with that girl? I'm excited. Happy 4th of July to everybody too. You guys doing anything fun? Marcus, Ashley, Tom, I know Tom is. I was supposed to meet you down in San Diego. I'm so sorry. I know I was supposed to be down there, but it's a long story. Anyway.
I get it, family. No, I get it. Can't wait to meet you though. Just selfishly excited to see you.
Okay. By the way, Tom, we have met, and the fact that you don't remember that like hurts my feelings right now.
Oh, poop stains.
I'm joking. I'm totally joking. But we did meet at Haley's once, but it was very quick, and there was a lot of people there. And it was like boo, 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 and we didn't really know each other.
It's so sad too. It's so crazy. Sometimes you miss people that are like right there with you, and you don't know who they are and why.
I was right there.
I know, it's crazy. I know, weird.
We'll do it again when you guys travel. Listen, you're going to Puerto Rico. How long are you staying there?
No idea, to be honest. Like, I mean, minimum 2 weeks to a month, probably.
Oh, okay. Because I'll be there in December. I guess you won't be there in December.
We might be actually. We're actually, yeah, we might be there. We're seeing.
I'll be there for New Year's. Come out for New Year's.
Oh, that's so crazy. We're thinking about doing Christmas there with our family and everybody come down. So.
Oh, I'll be there. So let's go.
So where's Nate? I mean, that's the question of the day. By the way, amazing segment as always with Marcus and Ashley.
Yes.
Listen, I've been saying this a lot lately. There's about 8 billion people and growing around the world right now. And one of the ways that you can grow your future, your life, your business, your social is connect with, of the 8 billion people, really find the fighters, find the warriors, find the purpose-driven leaders, find the ones that don't just build courses, but build community. Courses are easier to build. Communities are harder to build because it takes more of a cost. Not time, not money, but time, energy, and experience, and the fortitude to build a community. Ashley and Marcus are building that kind of a community. So for those of you that want to align, you want to lock arms, you want to grow, and more importantly, you don't just want to learn, you want to transform. Transformation is the hardest thing ever. I think transformation on this earth as human beings is the hardest thing to do, because once you unravel one layer of fear, one layer of doubt, one layer of ego, one layer of control, one layer of past programming of things that our parents or generational grandparents or whatever, that teacher, boss, unraveling that and becoming who you're really designed to become, more of that through Christ who can strengthen you, which makes it infinitely, in fact, the only way to go, by the way. I mean, for real wholeness, and I'm going to just throw it out there right now, take it or leave it. For real wholeness, it takes the Holy Spirit, the living God, to go through and just penetrate all that bunker busting of limiting beliefs that the enemy is building, the enemy wants to build a fortress around your fear. The enemy wants to build a fortress around your blind spot or your weakness. And to transform is not easy, but it's so, I'm so passionate about this right now.
So those of you joining us on Facebook, yo, we love y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining with us, yo, family. Seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, you mean the world to us. And we're grateful to be connected to you. Like, thank you for rocking with us. Happy 4th of July. Do something you love. Remember these freedoms. And we can't wait to connect. We got so many incredible, exciting, elating things we want to talk to you guys about. Ashley Faye,